folks, what is up and welcome. Today we're checking out Arcane Investigations, a brand new mystery game made by a very, very small team of people, but they reached out to us and said, hey, y'all play Ace Attorney content. There's a lot of similarities and vibes in this. It's obviously a mystery game set on a train, which is already big points for me, and the art style looks super, super good. I'm really interested to check it out, so let's get right into it. Hell yeah. Okay. Kabili. Okay, I might need to tune the music down just a teensy bit. It's 2 chimes past midnight on the Quartzway Express, and I still can't sleep. I was hoping it wouldn't come to this, but it's time for my secret weapon! To fall asleep, all I have to do is... flip my pillow over is the correct answer, chat. Am I wrong? You get a cold side of the pillow? You get a cold side of the pillow? You feel incredible. Yeah, the pillow flip's so good. Funny option, recall embarrassing things I did as a child. I don't do that in my sleep, or before sleep. That's just every other waking moment of my life. No! And it's still warm from when I tried this trick 5 minutes ago. Who am I kidding? Maybe I should just bail out the window, slink back to my family's flower shop. No stress there, no existential doubt that I'm totally unprepared to become an arcane investigator. If I hand in my resignation first thing in the morning, no one will even notice I was here. Maybe I actually am asleep. Wait a minute. That was straight up the Ace Attorney sound effect. Am I wrong? That's so dead on. That's so dead on. Who am I kidding? I gotta know what that was. But first I should... if somebody's yelling, who cares? Also, this is a nice PJ set. Decency be damned! Let's go! Train hallway is dark and quiet. That's odd. The door to the train's locked safe room. It's open? Creep over and find... The safe has been torn open! Its contents are strewn about the room. Oh no, there's been a break-in! Walking inside, you almost step on a magic rune that smolders on the safe room floor. That's a cool effect on the text. Whoa, some legit magic got cast up in here. If I remember from Professor Polyworth's 301 Advanced Spellcraft class, the spell on the ground is a Transilio rune. Transilio rune means someone's been using magic to teleport? Dun dun dun! I think we're gonna go a little British accent on this. Gives British accent. It could just be the color and vague cravat-like item around the neck and silver hair. Yeah, Edgeworth coded. Thank you. What are you doing here? That's also straight up the Ace Attorney's damage sound. Yo, merperson. The speaker restrains a frightened witch. This does not concern you, citizen. But I heard screaming. The Magisterium Bureau of Investigation has this well in hand. Return to your room and leave this to the professionals. Okay, but just for the record, you dig in your pants for your ID. Oh no, bro. Am I cooked? Did I not have my ID because I didn't change my clothes? No! I made the wrong choice. And pull out dental floss. Ah, crumb. I left my magisterium badge in my real pants. You gotta believe me. I'm a newly accredited Arcane Investigator. In fact, these pajamas were included in my magisterium welcome basket. Ah, you must be Kabili, the new graduate from the academy joining our ranks. I don't technically start until tomorrow, but it's nice to meet you. I'm Oberon, a sorceress forensic expert, to say nothing of my knowledge in criminal law, rhetoric, and the success rate as a prosecutor. Okay. When I got the email saying, it's kind of like Ace Attorney, I didn't think they meant it was this, like, boom, 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 boom. That's crazy. That's crazy, bro. Also, I love how their like fleshy fingers kind of slowly fade into like talon fingers. It's kind of cool. Speaking of, I'm in the middle of transporting the prime suspect in tonight's robbery into custody. She used dangerous magic to destroy the train property and make off with a singularly dangerous magical artifact, so I plan to make her stand trial and pay for what she's done. The strange witch stares at the ground, not protesting. A dangerous artifact? Did anything else get stolen from that safe? I ask because a certain someone's dad may have given them a watch to celebrate their new job. The object stolen from the safe was a powerful artifact, an arcane power gem. Whew! The priceless stone originally belonged to the recently deceased father of this witch. Oh boy. Ismeta Jukar, and her brother Foley Jukar. Yukar? Yukar. I want to say Yukar, Chad. Could be Hukar. I'm gonna say Yukar. Foley Yukar. The finer details of their father's will remain under active magisterium investigation. The power gem was released to the authorities so that it could be displayed at their father's funeral in the capital. As the gem was entrusted to the provincial guard for safekeeping, Ismeta's act of theft would be considered a crime against the magisterium itself. That's pretty serious. And you're sure she did it? It's the same old story. Those with arcane power think they can get away with anything. Fear not, justice will be done, and she'll never cast a spell again. Ismeta says nothing, watching the snow-capped mountains roll past. Even though you're sleep-deprived, hungry, and embarrassed about having to hold up your two big pajama bottoms, you can't help but notice there is something about her look. You tell yourself to stay out of this. I don't think she did it. Excuse me? Ismeta turns to you surprised. I'm still dying at the Ace Attorney sound effects. It's really killing me. Also, Valence the Dirk, if Foley isn't a sort of sound-based mage, I will be sad. It's really good. That's really good. You roll out of bed, half hear the facts, and think I've got it wrong? I mean, isn't it magisterium protocol to give the accused counsel? If you're volunteering to defend Ismeta, I won't stand in your way. What? But I haven't had a new investigator orientation yet. Nobody knows my emergency contacts. I can't think of a better orientation than this. I've already alerted the train conductor and cordoned the safe room and the other areas of interest from the rest of the passengers. Review the crime scene, question Ismeta and her brother Foley, the only other suspect. I read that wrong. You better hurry. I anticipate nothing. I anticipate notching another guilty verdict by the time we arrive in the capital. Hold the gramophone. That's a good joke. Hold the gramophone. We're doing the trial here? Tonight? The rest of our judicial team are already on board and have been alerted to the matter at hand. Empath Willa and adjudicator Zircon are making the preparations as we speak. While you're at it, maybe you can get a straight answer out of her. Straight answer? Ismeta, enlighten our investigator as to your whereabouts tonight. I can't say. What? You don't have an alibi? I admire your courage in defending her. We should all aspire to be so bold. Wait, I just realized. We can't do the trial tonight. And why is that? A valiant effort. I look forward to seeing the fruits of your investigation. Oberon flashes you a winning smile, leading Ismeta away. Great. Meeting my future co-workers while stumbling through my first case. What could possibly go wrong? Maybe I'll get sent back to my parents' flower shop sooner than I expected. At any rate, I better get started investigating. Though not ideal, I can use my travel case to store and make notes of any evidence I find. Better keep my eyes open. Anything I find could be a vital piece of evidence in the upcoming trial. I can always check what I've collected by pressing that big ol' inventory button. In fact, I should do that right now. Train ticket doubles as shameless self-promotion for the train. Propelled by runestone wheels, the Quartzway Express travels at a blistering pace of 10 meters per second. Like, how fast is that, chat? Like, miles per hour. Somebody do that. An investigator contract. Official magisterium startup paperwork I've yet to fill out. It details how I'm supposed to work with the automaton Zircon and the investigators Bartholomew, Oberon, Bazard, and Willa Mayweed. Yeah, the UI is kind of late in core. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. It's 22.3 miles per hour. Thank you. So not very fast, actually, yeah. When I click on a piece of evidence from outside my inventory, I can give myself a refresher on what the item is. Another thing, whatever happened here, it definitely involved the Transilio rune spell. And let's be real, I mostly slept through Mr. Polyworth's class. I'll need to talk to people how that spell works if I'm going to figure this out. Once I gather all the evidence from interviews and investigating the train, I can let everyone know I'm ready to start the trial. Of course, now that I'm tired... Wait, of course now I'm tired. Since I'm about to get to work, maybe now I should change out of my pajamas? I mean... yes. Look out, world! I'm in pants! That's right. Enough stalling. Let's get to it. Let's look at the crime scene too. I think. Let's do the crime scene first. I kind of actually want to go down the order because those all seem like the perfect order for me. Head to the crime scene. In the center of the room, the circular Transilio rune glows with embers of magical energy. The broken safe stands near the back wall, supported by 3 legs. Ordinary it'd be 4 legs, but a section of it has been cleaved off, leaving the contents of the safe fully exposed. Phew! Thank the giants my watch is still in here. As you reach to reclaim your watch, a silver automaton turns to watch you from the window. Oh shit. Oh, is this Zircon? Actually, I think I'll leave it in there. Chad, do I set up voice mod? I could just do a robot voice. Otherwise it would take like 2 minutes.
That would be prudent, Kabili. This is an active crime scene.
You must be our investigation team's adjudicator?
That is indeed my role and primary function. You may call me Zircon. I am pleased to make your acquaintance.
Wish she was under better circumstances. At least I had time to change out of my PJs.
In trying times, I find it beneficial to appreciate the minor details. I, for one, just saw a juvenile Hyrax emerge from its warren for a twilight repast.
I'm not gonna lie, I might not do the robot sound effect for the rest because
I didn't set this up properly, and that's on me. And I think it's just going to make the game take a lot longer. Because I'm going to have to push 3 buttons every time the robot speaks. Since when also, Hyrax's fucking rule. Goated animal. Absolutely. Since when were automatons programmed to appreciate cute stuff? Would you like to review my serial number or most recent diagnostic review? Under general comments, they wrote, experiences spikes in unprompted self-reflection. Next service date moved up 3 months. I'd love to chat, but I'm kind of in the middle of a sort of whodunit thing. We all have our roles to perform. If you have need of me, I shall be observing your methods. Zircon hovers to the side, watching you with their singular gaze. What do you want to do? Let's search first. I like that. I like that things light up when you can look at them. Oh, we got a smudge. Directly below the safe on the floor is a smear of mud? Ink? Grease? Since I have no idea what it could be, I don't think I could add it to my list of evidence. Sometimes things reveal themselves in due time. Weird. The safe elevated on its 3 legs has been split open by a perfect circle going vertically through the structure. I scanned the safe and concluded that the power gem is the only thing absent from its contents. Are you sure I can't just grab my watch back? Yeesh. Never mind. Cool painting. Is that supposed to be a Galloway beetle? Then why does it have so many legs? Not all mysteries are ours to solve. Since the rune sigils are still glowing like that, I'd say this Transilio spell was recently drawn and cast. As for the penmanship, it's even messier than my chicken scratch. Maybe whoever did this was in a hurry. Or just refused to take calligraphy classes. Despite advancements in arcane forensics, it remains impossible to determine which direction the caster teleported using this rune. Thanks a lot, Arcane Forensics. Jeez, Arcane Forensics. Whatever cut this section of the safe must have really packed a punch. Penny Ping, what I was saying at the beginning is, oh, right, sorry. Yeah, Dark Jade also asked, what is this game called? Unfortunately, this game doesn't have a category on Steam yet. It's so new and so indie that it didn't get auto-logged. I hope it will in the coming days. But yeah, very, very cool so far. And to think, whoever's responsible remains in our midst. Yep, definitely not sleeping tonight. Oh, it leaves. Scattered around the safe are aromantic chat. Scattered around the safe are aromatic plant leaves covered in red flecks. An inconclusive scan indicates they may be remnants of the pyracantha plant. According to the Magisterium Codex, this is a highly acidic plant often summoned by magic users starting at 5th constellation level. How strong of an acid are we talking? Strong enough to melt through the walls of a safe? It is within the bounds of possibility. Oof, not a good look for Ismeta. This entry code does not explain where the leaves' red coloring originates from. Okay. Let's talk with Zircon. Personal quote. Tell me about yourself. I am a standard issue adjudicator with up-to-date cognition and processing nodes. Don't sell yourself short. You're unlike any automaton I've seen. I possess 0 deviations from standard operating procedure. That being said, that's cool. A hat materializes on Zircon's head. What is your opinion of my chassis modification? Speak truthfully. I myself am undecided. I love it. Wear that thing forever. I was being facetious about not possessing an opinion. I feel most myself with this headpiece.
That's all the reason you need to wear something.
I appreciate your prudent counsel. I shall henceforth be adorned thus. That was great. I love that. Hell yeah. Does anything seem out of place? Before returning to my chamber to engage sleep mode for the evening, I ascertained Oberon was meant to watch the safe room door.
Really? Then how did someone break in here without him knowing? Maybe Mr. Perfect Cheekbones was a little lax in his watch.
An alternative theorem. Someone could have used the Transilio rune to teleport inside, escaping Oberon's detection.
I like my idea better.
Who do you think stole the gem? I am designed to withhold judgment until reviewing evidence and testimony at the upcoming trial.
Sure, but you've got to have an inkling.
Coming into contact with ink or any other liquid is dangerous to my chassis. Next question. That's funny. That's funny. Tell me about the Transilio spell. I searched the Magisterium Codex, subsection Major and Minor Arcanum, found the following. Upon drawing the Transilio rune and casting the spell, everything inside the Transilio rune turns incorporeal and travels at 10 meters per second before resuming physical form at the spell's termination point. Okay, so somebody was perfectly in the exact same spot at the car in front of this one, and then bloop, like jump to the other spot, I'm guessing.
So to perform the translocation spell, you just need to draw one of these Transilio runes and then cast the spell. You don't need anything on the other end to catch you, right?
That is correct. All you need to do is draw the rune and cast the spell at sufficient level.
Yep, totally knew that. Thanks for the reminder.
What about the power gem? The power gem is a relic from the era of the giants that stores large amounts of arcane energy. Though it's unknown what it was originally made for, holding the gem enables amateur magicians to cast spells at higher constellation levels. Additionally, such stones have been known to overchange objects powered by magic.
Sounds pretty handy. I wish I had one of those during my arcane calligraphy finals.
Unfortunately, it wouldn't have aided you in memorizing the runestone tables.
Good to know my grades are accessible from the Magisterium Codex. Yikes.
And what's your role? I am an arcane automaton designed to adjudicate criminal cases on behalf of the Magisterium. To perform my functions, I have read and write privileges on the Magisterium Codex of Collective Knowledge and Judicial Precedent.
I'm jealous you can make sense of that thing. The one time I tried reading it, I got a headache from the table of contents alone.
It is perplexing. The laws of society are largely inscrutable to those who they're made to protect. Topical. Okay. Yeah, let's do it. I like that. Zircon is also going to be the judge, presumably. Graham Gale, thank you for the follow. Let's check out Ismeta's room. Oh, that's not good. That's not good, I'm not going to lie. There being a rune drawn on the floor. But maybe it's something else, chat. Maybe it's something else. The space is crammed tight with books. It doesn't help Ismeta staying in one of the smallest, cheapest rooms on the train. Having returned from dropping Ismeta off in the dining car, Oberon stomps around looking for clues. You're careful to avoid stepping in the glowing embers of a Transilio rune in the center of the room. Okay, it is.
Oh, what? There's another one of these teleporting runes inside Ismeta's room? Now this is starting to really look bad for proving our innocence.
What do? Search the room.
Transilio rune's drawn on the ground. The calligraphy on its sigils is clean, and I'm just gonna say beautiful. Allow me to interject. Judging by the arcane soot around the lines, it's clear this translocation spell was recently drawn and successfully cast. Okay, but there's no way to confirm it was specifically Ismeta who used this to teleport. Then again, It doesn't look good for her.
Alright.
Why do beds look so good when you're tired? If only I was back in my own room and there hadn't been a serious crime. Kabili, if you make one more longing sigh, eep!
Window.
That window is locked tight, I think. Then again, understanding user design has never been my strong suit. Why they gotta make everyday objects impossible to use? Am I right, fellas? I'm looking at you, hotel showers.
I like that. I like when you can tell there's a joke that, like, it's really just the writer just saying what they think.
This would be the perfect place to hide a power gem if Ismeta stole it. Too bad it's empty, Oberon. I'm sure a witch of Ismeta's caliber could think of a better hiding place than this. Stack of magic textbooks. Honestly, it's a little over my head. Which volume is too much for you? Nature of spellcraft in our geocentric plane, herbal properties of night fungi, simple magic for simple folks. I'm just going to ignore that last thought. And hey, what's this? It's one of her books, using a letter as a bookmark. It's from the Oaken Solarium University, welcoming her to the Spellcraft Development Program. Join a team of expert magicians developing the next generation of spellcraft. While working here, you'll have access to the Solarium's vast conduit of arcane power. If she just got offered a fancy gig in academia, why would she bother stealing a power gem?
Boom. She doesn't have a motive, chat. What do we do now? Talk to Oberon. Let's do these first because I enjoy these. Tell me about yourself.
I don't have time for whatever game you're playing. Unlike someone else I know, I'm working. Ouch! Yee, ouch!
Boo.
As our unit's sorceress forensic expert, there isn't an iota of arcanum that I haven't studied, in addition to dabbling in alchemy, cryptobotany, and hover polo. In this case, I'll use my breadth of experiences and insights to prove Ismeta is, without a doubt, guilty. Wow, I'd hate to be in my shoes.
I actually love that. That's a great thing to say. Was it cryptobotany? Yeah, I'm assuming like ice plants, right? Right, Chan? Oberon does not return your laugh. Shit. Panic Pang says they'll eventually tell us their tragic backstory. I can't wait to find out that Oberon has a fear of elevators.
If you must know, I volunteered to stand watch outside the safe room starting at 8 p.m. tonight. At 1:55 a.m., I made a routine inspection inside the safe room itself, whereupon I discovered the broken safe and the missing gem. I immediately began investigating and found Foley in his room sleeping. Meanwhile, his sister, Ismeta, wasn't in hers. I suspected the strangely absent Ismeta, who I knew to be a powerful witch capable of teleporting herself via Transilio runes. I tried to alert Willa to help me locate Ismeta, but she was momentarily disposed to freshen up. After minutes of searching on my own, I successfully captured Ismeta, who I caught attempting to sneak back into a room. It was then that I ran into another potential suspect. You mean me? Hey, leave me out of this!
Interesting.
Normally, I wouldn't divulge, but this case is simplicity itself. Driven by a desire to steal the power gem for herself, Ismeta drew this Transilio rune and teleported into the safe room, thus escaping my detection while I stood guard outside. There, she broke into the safe, stole the gem, and teleported back out, all without me noticing. If that's true, then how come you found her wandering the halls instead of inside her room? She likely misjudged the jump distance. One should never attempt magic with a guilty conscience.
Does anything seem out of place?
I'm confident the power gem is here. It's only a matter of time until its hiding place is revealed. You sound awfully sure for someone who's looked in a closet twice now. If you insist on interrupting, who do you think stole the power gem? Wait, you're serious? This is just for sport. From one investigator to another. It'll have no bearing on the outcome of the case. So, who do you think did it?
I mean, I've only met one other person, and it's the current suspect, so... If anything, I think it could be Oberon. I think that would be a fun twist, but... I'm just gonna say no for now, because...
Too cowardly for a guess. Frankly, I'm not surprised.
Tell me about the Transilio spell.
Let me guess, the Transilio rune wasn't on your finals?
It was, actually. Don't remind me.
Here's a refresher. Spellcasters have to be careful with Transilio runes. All organic and inorganic matter in the rune circle teleport along with the caster. If you don't want your limbs sliced off when using the rune to teleport, you have to stand perfectly still. I think I'll stick to trains for personal travel.
A needlessly sassy note about Transilio runes added to inventory. Actually, let me see. Oh, we have a lot of clues now. Guide to translocation 2. Use extreme caution when positioning your Transilio rune. All organic material will get cut off. Everything inside the rune turns incorporeal and travels at speed 10 meters per second before resuming. Investigator contracts. We already saw that. Ismeta's letter. Welcoming her. Yeah. Her room rune is really well drawn. This one is really drawn poorly. The stolen power gem is cool. Great.
Exit.
Ow. Oberon feels very sus, yeah. Yeah, I agree, chat. Let's check Foley's room. New character. Walk into Foley's room. This is a cool room.
Dang, this place is fancy and huge. Well, comparatively big because of, still on a train.
What do you do? Search the room.
Knitting. Good for Foley. Breaking out of gender norms and taking up knitting. Although he's got some serious learning to do, these knitting needles are majorly scuffed. I'll make a note to give Foley some tips later.
Listen, I support that sentiment. I don't support our character being like, I'm gonna tell you how to knit better, nerd. Unsolicited advice. People hate that shit.
I think the thread count on this rug is higher than my sheets at home. I wonder if anyone would notice if I took this home with me.
Yes, they would.
Foley's got a lot of clothes, but for my taste, his duds are mostly duds. That's me trying to be cool with the fact that I could never afford half of this. Clock. Looks like your standard arcane-powered clock. Too bad it's busted as all get out. According to this hunk of junk, it's already 4 chimes past noon. If only that was the actual time, I'd already be at my new apartment and maybe even asleep. Suddenly, the door bangs open.
Ooh. So far, easily favorite character design that I've seen in this game. It's really good. Just really, really good. I kind of want to make her southern and like perky, just like really upbeat. Dig the squirrel says, "You look cool. I hope you didn't do it." It would be a tragedy. Although she could have a cool transformation where her hair changes.
Kabili, hi. Hi.
An out-of-breath woman appears, clothes and hair askew.
Do I know you? We met when you were ordering a drink from that bartender. You know, the one you thought was super cute. How do you know that? Was I that obvious, or... Wait, you must be... Ding, ding, ding. You were about to guess it. I'm Willa. Nice to finally meet you. You're the team empath, right? So that means you have the power to... Oh, no! Read people's minds? Wait. 2 seconds, chat. 2 seconds, chat. Sorry, that was really loud. Holy shit. Sorry to disappoint, but a mind reader this girl is not. That's a cool sprite. Basically, my powers allow me to read people's moods. I can tell when what someone is feeling, even if they're trying to hide it. Though it's not as powerful as telepathy, mood reading's still a huge help to understand suspects and witnesses' emotions, vibes, and very reciprocated crushes. I'd say that's a relief, but I'm already mortified. Oh, fuck, you're right, chat. She does. This is Athena's power. Speaking of vibes, I love how it's not even your first day and bam! You're already challenging the Big O. Big O. Honestly, I'm feeling a little in over my head. Don't worry, feeling overwhelmed is practically the default mental condition. Facts. Anyway, I should let you get back to making profound discoveries about that clock or whatever. Roasted. If you need any empathic insight, just think happy thoughts. Willa turns away to brazenly leaf through Foley's wardrobe, admiring the make of his frilly shirts. Fun. Window. This window's locked tight. Even if Foley got this open, he'd have to be some kind of acrobat to get onto the roof. Oh, yes, and the vines get spiky when she's mad. That's really good. Wow, holy shit. This is a fucking crazy line. The world would be a better place if there were more aerial performers and fewer capitalists. Kind of based, not gonna lie. Where's the last thing? Looked at clothes, looked at knitting, looked at this. Ah, papers. A lot of Foley's business correspondence is scattered around here. Notably, there's a stack of customer complaints for Foley's line of successful Magiweights. Quote, the kettlebell that gets heavier with every swing. Skimming these letters, it sounds like people are upset because after 6 months, the kettlebells stop resetting their weight back to 0. I should probably tell my mom. Not that she ever works out, but, you know, just in case. I don't think I get that line. Let's talk to Willa, though. Tell me about yourself. I get a little shy when talking about myself. It's like, what's there to say? Oh, that's good. Oh my god. Yeah, so that's basically it. What just happened? Wait, can I... Nah, they speed through it so you can't go back pace by pace. Okay, well, that's a bummer. That's a bummer. What's your role? Even if you didn't just tell us. So, I'm the team empath, because it turns out reading people's emotions is real helpful when sussing out criminals. Speaking of, I talked with Foley tonight, Ismeta's brother. Something's definitely not on the level with that guy. Anything more specific? I tried digging a little deeper, but Oberon wouldn't let me. He basically pushed me out to search here, even though it's like, hello, I've got 2 left roots when it comes to finding physical evidence. That's funny, instead of 2 left feet. Maybe don't stand on top of the suspect's luggage? This is what I mean! Timeline of events? So, I was asleep in my room. You just get the best sleep on a train, right? Talk about salt in the wound. All of a sudden, at 2 a.m., bam! Vacate your room post-haste. We have need of your investigative services. Is that supposed to be Oberon? I told him to hold his horseflies. A lady can't just rush out of her room with the drop of a tam-o'-shanter. When I was good and ready, I came out and got the lowdown from his lordship Oberon. Then he sent me here where I met my awesome new co-worker. Thanks for the wholly objective recount. Who do you think stole the gem? Who do I think stole it? Honestly, I just woke up and I'm still getting those gross sap crusties out of my eyes. I will say that before I came here, Oberon had me do a mood reading on Ismeta. And get this, I picked up exactly 0 guilty vibes. She was mostly scared and a little hungry. Seriously? Then why is Oberon still accusing her? Unfortunately, mood reading isn't a fully unimpeachable method of criminal investigation, whatever that means. In any case, it's not surprising Oberon has Ismeta in his sights for this. Whenever there's a crime, his first and only plan is blame the strongest magic user. Tell me about your necklace. Just wondering, wrong voice. Just wondering, but what happened to your necklace? Oh, this old thing? It's a mood pendant. It lights up depending on my emotions. If it ever turns red, watch out. I bite. It's funny, when I met you in line for drinks earlier, it didn't glow blue like that. It's probably all shining now on account of the sweet flying dream I had earlier. How come the best things in life are over too soon? I feel like she's lying. Something good happened to her. It could be that she likes us. I don't know. Alright, let's check out the last space. It is Widget, yeah. What if Athena was a plant lady? Honestly, so far, Willa is goated. I really like her character and her writing. Ordinarily, there'd be a few other night owl passengers, but the case has scared everyone away. Ismeta stares at a window, nervously tapping her toes. Across the room, a man looking just like her eats an omelet. This must be her brother, Foley. A weary sentry reads the paper, keeping an eye on the 2 suspects. What do you want to do? Well, let's talk to Ismeta first.
It's Kabili, right? Thanks for helping me like this. Don't worry, I'm very confident in my professional abilities. What? Don't blame me, I'm just trying to lighten the mood. How can I help with your investigation?
I mean, we gotta keep doing it. Tell me about yourself. Actually, I have a little bit of coffee left that's completely room temperature.
I'm a 5th constellation level witch and a professional arcane researcher. Anything more personal? How's this for a fun fact?
Oh.
How's this for a fun fact? I don't want to be found guilty of a crime I didn't commit! Yep, I deserve that one.
Tell me about your brother.
What's a tell? My brother is big. My big brother... my brother is big. My big brother and I used to be close, but then the time does what the time does. Suddenly a year passes and you realize you haven't spoken since the equinox.
It's kind of relatable.
Anyways, we're different people. My idea of a good time is figuring out how to cast a new esoteric bit of magic. Meanwhile, my brother spends all his time writing taglines for his businesses, speaking at conventions, getting his products sponsored in theatrical shows, getting front row tickets to those two said theatrical shows. Honestly, I'm proud of him, and only a little jealous.
Investigation into your father's will?
Magisterium's still reviewing my dad's will, since he owed a lot of valuable books and potentially dangerous relics. The lion's share of his belongings were supposed to be split between Foley and I, but then it all got held up in the Magisterium's audit. It's frustrating, because I plan to translate some of my dad's first edition magic books and make the text available to any spellheads for free.
Now, I'm not gonna lie, I hate the term spellheads. It's meant for magic users. Not a fan of that one.
I even picked out an outfit to wear for my author photo. In any case, they released the power gem to the authorities so they could show the gem at my dad's funeral, for all the good that did.
Spell otakus. Spellhead sounds like a streamer fan base, yeah, it super does.
Where were you earlier tonight?
I can't say where I was. Ismeta, you're about to be put on trial for the robbery of a dangerous artifact. You could go to jail for this. Come on. If you tell me where you were, it'll make defending you so much easier. I'm sure you're up to the challenge. For the first time, I wish someone believed in me less.
Tell me about the Transilio spell.
I know it doesn't help my case, but I've made a career out of performing advanced magic like the Transilio rune. The Transilio spell is actually a fascinating case of modern arcanists updating a spell originally meant to help ancient quartz miners escape cave-ins. Sorry, this probably isn't the time for an arcane history lesson. Ahem. Here's how that spell works. 5th constellation level mage, or higher, can use the spell to transport exactly 50 meters away. Starting at 3rd constellation level, mages can do a weakened version of the spell, only transporting a few millimeters away. I hope that's useful.
Okay, so she just said 5th level spellcasters can go 50 meters? That's fucking brutal that this is a piece of evidence. Foley's, yeah, the weights. Yeah, 5th level can cast it. Starting at 3rd level, mages can cast it, but they can only go a few millimeters. So what, like a 4th level spellcaster could probably cast it 10 meters, I'm guessing? What is the power gem anyway?
Power gem is a family heirloom and a powerful artifact from the time of the giants. Ever since my great-great-great-great-grandma found it, every generation's taken a crack at figuring out what it was really made for. I hope you're able to recover it. I'd hate for all that family history to just vanish.
Who do you think stole the power gem?
I honestly have no idea. I'd hate to imagine Foley did it, but I don't see how or why he'd do this. He's only interested in magic when there's a way to market and sell it. Maybe there's someone else we don't know about?
Okay, interesting. Alright, what's this brother look like? I did not expect that. Wasn't ready for this. Wasn't ready for that. Okay. Cool jock. Merman. Yeah, I'm a merman. Monster prom looking ass. He really is. Wow, he really is a monster prom looking ass. Just the guy I wanted to see.
Who, me?
What would you say if I offered you a delectable new beverage that also restores your mana?
What?
Introducing my new hit product, Mana Storm. Mana Storm Light and Mana Storm for Teens. With a Z. Hi, I'm Foley Yukar, successful businessman and inventor as seen on 30 Under 30 list in Magical Business Bi-Monthly. And here's the best part. Your boy's still got open slots for investments for this exciting new energy drink venture. You want to make 1 million sovereigns or what? I'm broke. I mean, this is more real, but I'm gonna say I'm broke. He's gonna hate me if I say I'm broke. Probably.
Unfortunately, my finances are tied up in, paying rent. Goddamn. Plus, it's literally all I can do to stay on top of my student loans. Wow!
Please, you've got a high-paying job in the capital. Your schooling set you up for success, and now you can do the same for me.
The only thing I know for sure I got out of college is a debilitating fear of standardized tests. In the meantime, I've got a couple of questions for you.
Fair enough, but let's circle back later to how we can synergize our investment strategies. Tell me about yourself. An invitation to talk about myself? Don't mind if I do.
What have I done?
You're looking at a champion inventor and businessman. My claim to fame is making and marketing my Magoweights, but a one-trick pony this man is not. I'm working on designing designing bespoke workout clothes, ethically sourced cufflinks. That's good. And someday, the Holy Grail. Luxury timeshares. I wanted to hear that sound effect again. It's very good. Tell me about your sister. Ismeta. Yeah, she's alright. It's funny because I'm supposed to be the big brother, but she gets all the respect in the family because of her fancy schmancy arcane research. But it's whatever. I always loved an underdog, especially when they get to wear custom designer suits. What about your father's will? Don't get me started. The whole thing was a nightmare. Oh, okay, this right, he's adorable all of a sudden. His hair went down a little bit. He looks sad. He's now baby girl all of a sudden. In the middle of this deeply personal moment of loss for my family and I, the Magisterium jumps in, interrupting everything. Turns out they have a strict rule about not starting any personal or business relationships between Magisterium agents and beneficiaries because of an ongoing review. Wait, what? I was just testing the waters to see if anyone was interested in my solid platinum ideas when the Magisterium got all huffy. Didn't you just ask me if I wanted to invest in something? I tried making my case, but the pencil pushers insisted Ismeta and I can't have any untoward social or business conduct with Magisterium people until they're done reviewing Pop's will. They're still reviewing the case now, so my idea for naturally flavored jelly cubes will have to go unfunded. Wait, what was it? Naturally flavored jelly cubes. Talk about a personal tragedy. Okay. Okay. Where were you earlier tonight? I was in my room manifesting future business opportunities. When Oberon knocked on my door to tell me about the robbery, I was still in my silk PJs. He even searched the room for the gem and only found one thing of note. My handsome set of barkskin luggage. Only the best for this guy. Transilio spell. You know, effectively casting that spell is beyond a humble third constellation level novice like myself. I'd like to think my real magic power is my business acumen. Who do you think stole the gem? It kills me saying this, but it's not looking great for my little sis. A Transilio rune in her room, the safe broken by powerful magic. I only hope you and your team find my Pop's magic rock. Okay, so I kind of like him actually. He's got like a secret heart of gold underneath, you know. Talk to the sentry. I mean, I feel like this guy doesn't even get a spray. This is fucking Swedish guy. Sorry, the only reason I'm here is to make sure these two don't try anything. If you'll excuse me, I have to finish reading this article about a healthy work-life balance. Yo, Sentry, if you can send that article to me after you finish, please do. Now I really can't bother him. I've got his mental health to think of. Investigate the room. The train runs a slick business. They sell tickets to cram all the passengers in here, then upsell us on watered-down mixed drinks. Honestly, I'm glad that bartender with the impeccable jawline isn't here. I'm too nervous to make a good impression. Hey, wait a minute. According to this itemized bar tab, that handsome so-and-so charged me double for my weak gin and cucumber soda. I'm making a note of this to bug that smoke show later. Kabili, be mad! Be mad! You got double charged! Maybe this will be the start of a beautiful relationship. Or at the very least, a refund. If there weren't so many witnesses, I'd treat myself to a little pick-me-up. Hey, get your paws off the good stuff. Just checking out the vintage on this bottle of, orange juice? Garbage. Nothing said I've made it. Nothing says I've made it, like digging through the trash for work. Huh, that's odd. There's a sandwich in here. Go
Going off pictures from the dining car menu, I'd say this is a beet, lettuce, and tomato sandwich. Here's the strange thing. This sandwich is entirely untouched, except for the fact that it's missing all the lettuce. I don't know what kind of leafy green is supposed to be in here, but everyone should eat their vegetables. I'm making a note of this to find who's ever responsible for this monstrosity. Oh, Graham Gale, that's a really good point. Foley can cast the spell at minimum level, which would only move in millimeters, but because the train's moving 10 meters per second, it goes 10. Huge. Going past the cranberry marshes on a moonlit night. Even if my career goes up in flames, at least I got to see this. This is probably unrelated to my investigation, but who puts a chandelier on a train? Anything to class up this dump. I'm impressed. Whoever cast this glow incantation on the fixture really know their illumination spellcraft. Alright, that's everything. That's it. We did it all. Okay, something tells me that's all the evidence I'm going to find. Only thing left to do is to let everyone know I'm ready for the trial. Remember, it's okay that I don't have everything figured out about tonight's robbery. New evidence might be revealed at trial. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I think Foley is now my number one suspect. Because of that reveal. I think so. He also has an alibi with or not an alibi, a reason with his weird, what do you call it? Oh my god, chat. The big ass rug that we were like, wow, it's such a nice rug. I bet his fucking arcane circle that was drawn on the ground was under the rug. Oh, we got him, folks. Foley, you're going to jail. Okay. You make your way to the train's dining car, which has been hastily arranged for the trial. From the defendant's box, Ismeta fidgets. Foley sits off to the side, stifling a yawn. I forgot about the fucking hat on Zircon. It's so good. Zircon floats over, scanning your inventory of evidence to enter it into official court record. Still looking good with the hat, Zircon. While I appreciate your earlier counsel, do not expect any personal favors in the upcoming trial. You wearing that hat? You wearing that hat is the only personal favor I need. I appreciate your understanding. I wish us all a successful trial. Zircon hovers to the adjudicator bench, performing all final diagnostics checks. So it's really happening. Don't worry. Since it's your first time in court, I'll be your co-counsel. Plus, I'd give anything to wipe that smirk off Oberon's face. Willa leads you to a makeshift desk opposite Oberon, who's busy coiffing his hair. How are you feeling? And give it to me straight. I can read your mood like a picture book. If I jumped out the window, what are my odds of survival? I'll say as long as you help, I'll be okay. If you ever need a lifeline, just think, "Help me, Willa," as loud as you can. Can do, Willa. Zircon hovers up to the adjudicator bench. Excuse me, Zircon, what are you wearing? My physical appearance has no bearing on the proceedings. Love the new look, Z. Now, if everyone... I'm just combining the voices. A southern robot. Now, if everyone is finished... Oh, no, I can't not do it now. Now, if everyone is finished interrupting... This is case number 451-23117A. Presiding adjudicator is myself, Automaton Zircon model number 312173/C/23. Ismeta, you are on trial for destruction of train property and stealing your father's power gem. I didn't do it! You've got to believe me! I know my inflection's all over the place, but I'm telling the truth.
If you are innocent, you have nothing to fear. Investigator Oberon, are you ready to serve as prosecutor?
To think, in less than 1 hour, I'll have notched another guilty verdict.
Investigator Kabili, are you ready to speak to Ismeta's defense?
Don't mind how much Kabili's sweating, Zerk. I'm an empath, and I say Kabili's great.
Oberon, would you begin the trial by presenting your findings?
Look alive, Kabili. Once he's done yakking, it'll be on you to cross-examine him. Can't wait.
Hey, we get little title cards. Oh.
Also, holy moly, we have 52 viewers for a completely... oh, snap! Dapper Dino in the chat says, I have to run, but thanks so much for streaming my game. I'm the developer, and this is my first game that's been released on Steam. It's been a long time labor of love, and I'm so glad folks are watching. Much love. Thank you so much. Thank you for sending us this game. Thank you for making this game. We just got to the trial section, but really, really, really enjoying it so far. And yes, shout out to the artists Oakley Billions, Claire Weber, and Mithridate. I will put up links to all of them, which were sent to me on towards the end of the stream.
Ismeta and her brother were named co-inheritors of their father's power gem. Importantly, Ismeta is an arcane researcher who needs large stores of magical energy to power her studies in the development of new spellcraft. It's clear Ismeta stole the gem to power her upcoming experiments. Without full control of this gem, Ismeta has no other way to access sufficiently magical power to continue her research.
A sufficient argument.
Ismeta had motive to commit the crime. It's as simple as that. It's all over. Hey, no defeatism here, especially since Oberon said something that contradicts the evidence. He did? This guy's always twisting things around to get his way. Here's what you gotta do. Search through Oberon's statements using the next and previous arrows as seen here. Don't bother clicking on these buttons for now. They're just for show.
Where did those come from? I love acknowledging UI elements.
While you're scrubbing through the testimony using those next and previous arrows, search for the one statement that contradicts the facts of this case. There's always one statement containing a lie during a testimony. Don't ask me how or why. That's just the biz. When you find the statement that feels incorrect, go into your inventory and look for a piece of evidence that proves the displayed statement must be false. Remember, selecting a piece of evidence inside your inventory lets you read a brief description of the chosen item. The last step is select the piece of evidence and press the present button to show it to Zircon, so you can make your own arguments and advance the trial. It looks a little something like this.
It looks a little something like a this.
Like a this. In case you're wondering, the present button will show up inside your inventory screen during the cross-examination sequence. If you're incorrect by selecting the wrong statement and or the wrong piece of evidence, don't panic. Zircon will let you try again. Probably. I'm feeling better already. If you ever feel stuck during a cross-examination, press the Talk to Willa button inside your inventory to ask yours truly for a helping branch.
Good.
If you choose to talk to me, I can give this whole explainer spiel again. I can also use my empath powers to give you a hint with the current cross-examination. If you're feeling really stuck, I can even tap into some next-level power to have you advance the trial without solving the current cross-examination puzzle for yourself. Be warned, that's practically asking the powers beyond the pale to do your job for you. How powerful are you exactly? Alright, enough yakking. Let's get to the cross-examination already. Remember, find the one statement containing a lie, then present the piece of evidence that proves it. You'll do real great. This is chapter 1 in your rise to legal greatness.
I mean, hey, listen, I appreciate that they have what is essentially an accessibility feature to just like, if you're here for the story, there you go. Okay, so it's because there's no other way. She was invited. This is really funny. Where is it? As part of, she'll be visited. Yeah, boom. She can access the Solarium's vast conduit of arcane power.
You just said Ismeta stole the gem because it's the only way she could gain access to an arcane power source. What of it? Well, I don't want to say you're lying, but what if I told you she didn't need some paltry gem? Because she just accepted a research position at the Oaken Solarium. What? I found her acceptance letter being used as a bookmark, which I love. Every time she closes her book, boom! A little hit of good news.
Oberon, I'm surprised you missed this.
More like he didn't bring it up because it didn't help his case. Wait, he can do that? That acceptance letter proves nothing. Perhaps she coveted the gem to unlock its arcane secrets for herself. Wow, speculate much?
Oberon, speak only to the facts for your arguments.
In that case, could I get on with my testimony? The circumstances of the crime are enough to prove Ismeta perpetrated tonight's robbery.
You may carry on with your testimony.
Seriously? Zircon's gonna let Oberon continue? But I caught him out on a clear lie. It'll take more than one contradiction to shut Oberon down and prove Ismeta's innocence. If only we had a more rigorous system of justice. On the bright side, check out Oberon's scowl. Ahem. Allow me to continue my statement.
Alrighty.
There are Transilio rooms present in both Ismeta's room and at the crime scene. After examining the sigils, I found traces of arcane soot around both of them. This proves they were both activated and successfully cast sometime tonight. As we all know, only 5th constellation level magicians can successfully activate the Transilio room to teleport. Lower level magic users can't use the spell whatsoever. Since Ismeta is the only 5th level magician aboard the train, we can deduce that she alone could be the one to use the spells to break into the safe room and thus must be guilty of the crime.
It's clear that Transilio runes are involved in the crime.
And since Ismeta is the only 5th constellation level magician on the train, the guilt must lie with her. Are we sure she's the only 5th level here? Who could say what untold powers lie in the heart of us all?
Upon reviewing the Magisterium Codex, I can confirm she is the only 5th constellation level magician on board. The train is otherwise populated with 3rd levels and a solitary 4th level. At the mention of 4th level, Oberon casts a showy prestidigitation spell to ruffle his billowing shirt. That's fucking awesome.
Don't get discouraged, Kabili. This is classic Oberon, brazenly showing off and using circular logic to get his way. Honestly, it's working on both counts. Not this time. I can't put my branches on it, but there's something off with his theory. I wonder if you could teach me how to do that spell later.
Kabili, you may proceed with your cross-examination.
Remember, if you get stuck, you can always ask me for help.
My one critique so far, if I can offer a critique, because I don't think the developer's still here, but if you watch this back later, I think the title card could be crazier. Obviously, you're aping a lot of Ace Attorney already, but like, go crazy with it. Give me a bam title card, you know? Because that's like peak Ace Attorney. I love when they do that shit. Transilia rooms. I found this proves they were activated by somebody who cast magic tonight. As we know, only 5th constellation level can activate the Transilia rune to teleport. Lower levels can't use it whatsoever. Well, we know that's not true. 5th level mage, a 3rd level you can cast a weakened version of the spell. Boom. It's interesting, Oberon. You claim only 5th level magicians can perform the Transilio spell. Sorcery of that magnitude can only be performed by the Arcane Elite. That's not what I found out, because according to the spell's official description, even a 3rd level magic user can successfully activate the Transilio rune for a minor version of the spell. Well, Ismeta might be the only 5th level magician on board. The train's rife with 3rd levels. The activated runes aren't enough to prove that Ismeta had anything to do with the robbery. Kabyli's logic is sound. While Kabyli may be right on a technicality, it doesn't change the facts. How about I talk about evidence found in the safe room? There's more than enough there to prove Ismeta's guilt in this senseless crime. As long as you cease editorializing, you may proceed. Keep it up, Kabyli. It doesn't take an empath to tell you're chipping away at Oberon's resolve. As we've established earlier, a Transilio rune was found in Ismeta's room, which I believe she used to translocate into the safe room undetected. Once inside the safe room, she summoned an acidic pyracantha plant to melt the safe door open. There's no other plausible source for these leaves. This 5th constellation level summoning spell is a known speciality of Ismeta's spellcraft, further implying her guilt. With the safe open, it'd be easy for her to reach inside and steal the gem. She then made her escape with a quickly sketched Transilio rune before I caught her in the hallway. So you believe the safe was broken by a magically summoned pyracantha plant? The evidence speaks for itself. And, as we've just established, Ismeta is the only 5th constellation level caster aboard the train. The truth is taking shape in my crystalline processing unit. Quick, Kabyli! Get to cross-examining him already! Find that contradiction! As we've established earlier, the Transilio room was found in Ismeta's room, which I believe she used to translocate. I think that's true, but for Foley, she summoned an... Let me read about the plant. I don't remember it. Investigating, no. Do we now have information on the plant? Part of me is like, wait, it's a beet, lettuce, and tomato? I guess that tracks. Part of me was thinking like the red parts of it. Is the red... But that doesn't make sense. Unless someone bought the sandwich, it was red lettuce, and they used the red lettuce to make it look like it's the pyracantha plant. Bada bing, bada boom! We got him, chat! Also, go crazy hard on the sound effect for this. Obviously, I understand not wanting to just straight up do an objection, but give me like a bah! And you have like the like yell thing, pretty perfect. Maybe just have it at the beginning. I don't know. Just spitballing. Again, really enjoying this game so far. That's why I'm being nitpicky. When I first saw the leaves scattered around the safe, I noticed they were covered in unusual red flecks. So it got me thinking, what if this isn't a whatever plant? If you can't pronounce the plant's name, how can you expect to identify it? I'd wager it isn't some magical acid plant. I bet you anything it's actually ordinary lettuce.
lifted straight from this beet, lettuceless, and tomato sandwich. What? Those red flecks seen in the leaves? They're obviously from the beets in the sandwich.
Kabili, can you prove this? Willa, did you just eat the evidence?
In my defense, it has killer aioli. It's tangy, sharp, and completely unlike Oberon's theory.
If this is indeed lettuce, what is it doing at the crime scene?
I bet it was planted, get it? To frame Ismeta, who is known to be familiar with the pyracantha plant spell. Before the defense breaks out the champagne to congratulate themselves, I just realized something. Why did my whole body just tense up? It's actually embarrassing. Earlier tonight, I found this slip of paper and never submitted it for review. And you only remembered it now? He always does this. Submits evidence late just so the defense doesn't have time to review it.
Is he updating the BLT report? This is highly unprecedented, but if it's authentic and relevant to the case.
Really? You're just gonna let him get away with this?
I'll allow this evidence to be entered into the record.
I know Zircon said they wouldn't grant me any favors, but come on.
Lettuce cutting noises. Oberon, please proceed with your testimony in light of this new evidence. Transilio jump. Wait. Which one is... It doesn't say which one is... Which one is his room? It just says guest room, so we don't know yet. Oh, I didn't read the text. I'm an idiot. Interesting. Okay. Observe this note, which I am certain was written in Ismeta's own thin hand. It's mermaid, sis. When the note speaks of my room, that of course refers to Ismeta's room. If you forgive the dramatics, I can prove exactly where Ismeta teleported earlier tonight. From Ismeta's note, it's clear that she exhaustively analyzed how to translocate from her room directly into the safe room using a full 50-meter jump. There's nowhere else she could have landed. Because she's alive and well, it's obvious the spell was successful and carried her to her destination without any breaches in space-time. After getting access to the room, a magician of Ismeta's power could employ any number of destructive spells to open the safe. Afterwards, she made her escape using a Transilio rune, thus leaving the same way that she came in. Simply put, this note proves that Ismeta did the math to ensure a full 50-meter translocation jump would land her precisely inside the safe room. If you'd like to review Ismeta's notes, you may go into your inventory and press the button I've conveniently labeled as note. Oh snap! Twi Fairy's here. Genuinely, if you have some extra time, check out this game Twi Fairy. Just released. It's called Arcane Investigations, and it is like I want to say it's billed as like a 2-hour Ace Attorney mystery that's set on a train in a world with magic, and the character designs are awesome. It's really good. Yeah, Soapy, I agree 100%. The pacing on this is really, really good. Like you're never stuck in one spot too long, and it's moving in a clip. Wow, can everybody make things randomly appear like that? Also, I have a question about this so-called evidence. What if Willa traveled less than 50 meters? How do we know her jump distance for certain? After a thorough examination of the scorch marks around the room, I can definitely say this room was used to translocate exactly 50 meters. Dark Jace is getting a wild theory in mind here. Mind if I share it? Let me cook some more. Right now I'm feeling pretty good on the money. Wait, sorry, what did he say? I can definitely say this rune was used to translocate 50 meters. Oh, shit. Really? And you're only telling us this now? It wasn't pertinent until this moment. The forensic evidence is conclusive. The Transilio rune inside Ismeta's room was used for a full 50-meter jump. Well, what about the incomplete scribble in the lower right-hand corner of this note? It looks like something got cut off. It's drivel. Mind the scribbles while she works out the math of how to translocate to the safe room. What about... where'd she get the paper? Is that anything? This note is starting to feel like decisive evidence. I know Oberon's got us in a headlock, but you gotta find something wrong with this note, or it's all over. I thought you were supposed to be encouraging. I'm just being honest. This paper sucks for us real bad. And the scorch marks around the room seem pretty inarguable. I have to assume this spell was used for a jump that traveled exactly 50 meters.
Kabili, we await your cross-examination.
Thank you for the follow, Twilight Fairy. No shame. I totally appreciate it. I've definitely been that person before, where I've been like, oh shit, I haven't followed this person that I've streamed with. Don't get discouraged, Kabili. You can do it. Probably. Okay. Let me see the note really fast. Yeah, see, train direction. So if this is hers... okay, no, it is counting for the thing. Is it possible... because she's also refusing to say what she's lying, what she did tonight. So she definitely did use a Transilio rune. She did jump 50 meters, but where did she jump to is the question. Because... Oh, then that is it. She jumped 50 meters, but because the train moved this way, she was jumping to a guest room. So she was shacking up with somebody, maybe. But that doesn't make sense, because this guest room is the one that I'm assuming is her brother's. Oh no, he had to be in the maintenance room. Because we're assuming that he did the 10-meter jump using the train. Anyways, we'll figure it out. I can prove where she teleported earlier. From the note, it's clear she analyzed how to translocate from her room directly into the safe room using a full 50-meter jump. There's nowhere else she could have landed. I mean, do I just show the note now? Oh shit, I didn't even look at the dining car bar tab. Gin and cucumber soda, that's me. Maple fizz, ordered by Willa. Ginger root sour, ordered by IJ. What's his name? Oh no, that's Ismeta. 2 more maple fizzes and 2 ginger root sours. Holy shit, Willa. Apple wine brandy, ordered by FJ. And honey jackfruit bliss, ordered by Bob. Interesting. Well, can I present the note? Where else she could have landed? Or do we have a piece of evidence that mentions the train is moving 10 meters per second? There it is. Oh no, that's not the train. This is the spell. Investigator. Who the fuck is Bob? Shit. I feel like I have an idea, but what's the... How am I getting that? Use extreme caution. Upon casting the spell, everything inside travels at 10 meters per second. Ugly scarf. Interested to see what this ends up being. Let me read what the rest of the things are.
Because she's alive and well, it's obvious the spell is successful and carried her destination without any breaches in space and time. After getting access to the room, she could employ any number of destructive spells to get out. Afterwards, she made her escape, thus leaving the same way she came in. I mean, I would also like to bring up that the runes were drawn very differently, but I don't think that's definitive. Ask for hint.
Oberon believes that Ismeta's note unequivocally proves she translocated from her room directly to the safe room. But I sense Ismeta isn't satisfied with that answer. She's thinking about how the Transilio does not instantly transport its caster. Okay, that's what I have to bring up. Oh, did the ticket say it? I'd say there's something else at work that proves Ismeta's leap did not land her in the safe room.
Okay. Boom. There's nowhere else she could have landed. Was it the ticket? The ticket does say it. The only thing is the way that hint was worded makes me think I have to bring up the one that says it takes 10 seconds to teleport you. Or 1 second. Yeah, 10 meters per second. Present. Fuck! It is the ticket. I don't follow. Oh, no, I was right. Okay, let's go. Gamers.
Let's take a look at how the spell works. After casting the spell, the user travels at a speed of 10 meters per second for the full 50-meter travel distance. Thus, we can assume that after casting the spell, Ismeta traveled incorporeal through the train for a total of 5 seconds.
Wait a minute. So, 5 seconds more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, so she's even further off. I thought we were going to find out that she teleported to Willa's room, and the reason Willa bought so many drinks was that she was getting drinks for both of them. I do not see the importance. The safe room is precisely 50 meters from her room. Unless there were extenuating circumstances, the Transilio jump would land her inside the crime scene.
Oh,
okay. Okay, it was the ticket.
Bailey, if you're saying the full 50-meter jump wouldn't have landed her in the safe room, you need to present proof as to what changed the math or the effective travel distance of the spell. So I might be on the right track. I just need to present a different piece of evidence. Okay, let me try again.
Alright. Nowhere else she would have landed. Ticket, presents. There we go.
Judging by this map, Oberon claims that Ismeta's 50-meter translocation jump would have landed her exactly in the safe room.
I thought you were speaking to Ismeta's defense.
Oberon would be correct in this assumption, but he forgot to account for one thing.
Wait, are you serious? David says Tim Rogers just released a new video essay? Hold the phone? Hold the phone? Sorry, chat. Action button? He did say he was releasing something today, but... Wow, he finally did it. That's crazy. Wow. Sorry, chat. One of my favorite video essayists, who hasn't released a video in 2.5 years, just released a 9-hour video essay on LA Noire, a game I famously do not like, but I will watch this video.
The speed of the train! What? The Transilio spell doesn't transport the user instantly. When one activates the Transilio rune, they travel at a speed of 10 meters per second until they arrive at their destination. Math, please no! Thanks to this shameless bit of self-promotion, we know the train moves at a speed of 10 meters per second. Talk about convenient. Reviewing the note, we know that Ismeta was jumping in the opposite direction the train was moving in, effectively adding the train speed to her jump distance. Importantly, given her smudged writing in the lower left corner,
we can tell that she was accounting for the train's speed, unlike a certain prosecutor I know. When combining all of this, we can deduce that Ismeta's 50-meter translocation jump couldn't have landed her in the safe room.
Then where would she have ended up?
According to my calculations, the place she teleported herself was... Willa's room! I was right! Let's go, gamers! What?
Willa's room. Is this true?
Willa, back me up here. If you were with Ismeta, that proves her innocence.
I mean, also, yeah, why would Willa... Willa, what's going on?
Willa? Sorry, Kabili. I can't say. Willa? You're serious? Ismeta, what about you? If I say anything, it'd risk... I've already said too much. I don't believe this for a moment. Neither witness is confirming it, and Kabili doesn't have a shred of evidence to back up his absurd claim. But if you do the arithmetic for the translocation jump... I know you just graduated, but we're not in school, Kabili. Besides, Ismeta is a powerful witch beyond our reckoning. Who knows what she's capable of? Willa, please, can't you help? Sorry, Kabili. You're on your own.
Enough chatter. Oberon, please finish your testimony.
I will do just that. This testimony has gone on long enough, and I'll finish with a simple question.
Okay. It's cooking, Chad.
You claim Ismeta was with Willa in her room. If that's true, then that's the proof Ismeta... Then what's the proof Ismeta was inside Willa's room? If you don't have proof, then your theory falls apart. Simple as that.
Well, Kabili, what do you have to say for yourself?
Any chance you've changed your mind about helping Willa? Cool. Very cool stuff. Okay, all I need is one final piece of evidence.
Chat. It's only this one thing. What's the proof Ismeta was inside Willa's room? Well... A non-Euclidean Ouroboros. That's really funny. Chad has correctly pointed out the investigator contract. No, not this one. No, not this one. No. No? Am I crazy, Chad? Where was it? Safe. Am I crazy? Am I crazy? Oh my god, Chad, I was right. That she was happy from the super awesome flying dream. It's cause she was getting kisses. She was getting kisses, chat. Dining car waits. This is all translocation stuff. I'm supposed to work with Oberon. Oh my god, Bob is Bartholomew Oberon Bazard. He had a honey jackfruit bliss. Okay, wait. But do we have the proof that they can't mention that they're not supposed to associate with Magisterium people? Oh, it is this. It's the necklace. We're about to out them right now. I think we're doing it. Shit, chap.
Did you know that Willa's necklace is no ordinary accessory? It's a mood pendant that lights up responding to her changing emotions. When I first met her in the dining car, the gem inside was a dull gray, indicative of a neutral mental state. But then, when I met Willa during my investigation, I saw her necklace was a radiant blue and filled with brilliant energy. She said the necklace was powered up from a pleasant dream, but now I believe it came from a different source. Which is to say, I feel bad speculating about Willa and Ismeta's private lives. Kabili? It's alright. Ismeta? Somehow I knew I knew it'd end up like this. What is the meaning of this? Adjudicator, may I make a statement? I was hoping to avoid this, but now I see there never was another way. There was never another way.
You may proceed.
This week, my whole world changed. Between getting the research position at the solarium and my father's passing, it felt like the ground was giving out below my feet. And in the midst of all this, I met the most charming woman.
Willa's gem turns bright fuchsia. That's cute. That's cute.
Willa was assigned to assess Foley and I, while the Magisterium reviewed the merit of my father's will. From the start, I knew it was improper to get involved with anyone from the Magisterium while they were reviewing my father's estate. Even so, talking to her made me feel grounded, relaxed, happy. We weren't planning to do anything, but then we ran into each other in the dining car. We got to talking, had a few drinks, well, at least a few. We stayed in that corner booth until the last call and thought, why not meet up later this evening? No expectations, keep things casual, try and be discreet. I decided to teleport into Willa's room directly, so no one would notice. We both knew the risks, but mutually decided to go through with it. So we left the bar, headed into different directions. Willa even shouted, "Good night," for the whole train to hear. Once I got into my room, I double-checked my math on a...
I picked up the southern accent.
I double-checked my math on a scrap of paper and drew the Transilio rune on my floor. After steadying my nerves, I cast the spell and successfully teleported myself into Willa's room. Willa was elated to see me, and I felt pretty proud of myself for managing the Transilio jump on a moving train. So, once we were together, we
fucked silly style.
You get the idea. Afterwards,
Yo!
I was too tired to teleport back like I initially hoped. As I was getting ready to leave, Oberon knocked on Willa's door, insisting she help him
Investigate the lobby, and that's why she was like, no, I have to get dressed, don't come in yet, I gotta go, like, give me a minute. And that's also why he saw Ismeta in the hallway, because they were fucking chat. Let's go! Train sex! It's probably really cool. I don't know.
She hid me from view, telling Oberon she just needed a minute to freshen up. After he left, I tried sneaking back into my room, but I wasn't quiet enough. Oberon caught me further down the hallway, thinking I had done this senseless crime. Oberon must have found my note when he searched my room. I'm sorry for withholding the truth. I didn't want to expose Willa for breaking Magisterium law, especially after she'd been so kind to me.
After she blew my back out.
Ismeta? That's what happened. I apologize for not telling everyone sooner.
God, I just came up with the worst joke, chat. Fuck. Y'all remember Flavor Blasted Goldfish? Ismeta's a finger blasted goldfish. Oh, God. Oh, I'm really sorry, but it came into my head. The intrusive thoughts won. Oh, man, I'm really sorry, chat. This is quite the development. You're so lucky it's just you streaming today. No, that joke would have killed. Oh, I should have said booty blasted gold. No, I don't regret it. It was funny. It's very inappropriate, and people hate that word. And I'm not one of them, so just know that it hurt me saying that too.
I can't believe this. You think I buy her only revealing this now?
She is not without cause. Consorting with potential estate beneficiaries during the Magisterium's ongoing review is strictly prohibited.
But our meeting was harmless. We didn't talk about her dad's estate once. Do you expect us to believe you? The person she was with?
Regardless of intent, the law leaves no room for doubt in this matter.
Okay, but since I can attest that she was with me, we can rule out her involvement in tonight's robbery. At least we can do that, right?
Need I remind you that I only have the power to adjudicate this case? Wait. That only I. Excuse me.
Ismeta, Willa, I had no idea it would come to this. It's okay, Kabili. You didn't know. Now, thanks to you, everyone in the Magisterium's going to find out when this trial record goes public. Oh no, Willa.
Our feelings aside, it is Magisterium policy to report the truth of all things, no matter the consequences. Zircon's singular eye takes an uncharacteristically somber look.
Zircon, you okay?
Zircon refocuses, resuming their steely gaze. Putting this matter aside, our trial is not yet concluded. Because if Ismeta isn't responsible for tonight's robbery...
Who is?
It's fucking Foley. It's fucking Foley. We got him. Why is everyone looking at me?
You've got to be joking. You think he did it?
I propose a brief recess before we resume our trial. I hope for all our sakes that we discover the truth before we arrive in the capital.
Looks like everyone split up to catch their breath. Except for Oberon, who's in the middle of giving Foley quite a pep talk. Before the trial picks back up, maybe I should talk to someone. I can check in to see how they're doing. Maybe learn a little more about them. Something tells me I'll only have time for one conversation. I think I'll...
I mean, I kind of personally feel like the only one I really want to hear is this. But I also don't think it's... I also think it's rude for us to, like, rush out after them and try and apologize more right now. Like, Zircon, I don't really care, personally. Sorry. And confront Oberon... We could get his backstory, you know? Maybe. You know? Let's... Sorry, Zircon. I mean, what are they going to say? Like, I'm a robot. I don't have feelings. I'm not allowed to have feelings about being an adjudicator. I love my hat, though. Yeah, let's talk to them because they're still my favorite characters. Swirling mugs of tea.
There he is. Solid work in that trial, Kabili. You didn't need to think of my name. You didn't need to think of my name in all caps once. What are you talking about? I basically did that the whole time, Willa. Actually, I came to see how you two were holding up. Oh, Cabby, that is so sweet. If I'm being honest, I feel like I just defoliated in front of the whole room. To think, we said we'd keep this casual, no drama. I should have known. Drama's my whole thing. Well, Ismeta, I'm sorry for my part in all this. Exposing you like this was not my intention. This isn't your fault, Kabili. What she said. Us meeting up tonight was our choice. I just worry about you, Willa. You're the one who have to face the consequences. The Magisterium is exacting in all things. Maybe they'll go easy on you, Willa. You were always about giving everyone a fair shake. Oh, you sweet summer sapling. They're gonna run me through the ringer. Even if I get to keep my job, it's gonna be non-stop seminars, workplace training, mindfulness retreats. Oh no, Willa. I can't help but worry. Did I make everything worse? Hey, don't you get all sad on me. I don't care about the Magisterium's annoying rules on interfering with inheritance audits. It's a bad rule, and they're stupid for enforcing it. It's my nature to grow wild and free. They can try to stick me to a trellis, but they can't change who I am. To think I came over here to encourage you. I gotta say, I love seeing Willa up on her high horse. I love seeing Willa mount something else, too. To think there's more people up here. It's a big horse. There's room for more people up here. It's a big horse. Count me in. Adjudicator. A brief recess would have ended 5 minutes ago. Apologies, I was recollecting pleasant, less eventful journeys. You and Willa say goodbye to Ismeta, returning to your desks. Thanks for you coming over to talk, Kabili. I appreciate our little heart-to-heart wood. It's the least I can do, as a token of my appreciation. Sproing. Willa sprouts a flower on her shoulder and hands it to you. Aw, Willa. Shh, Zircon's about to start the proceedings.
I call this court back to order. After questioning... Sorry, I'm just thinking about the goldfish joke again. After questioning Ismeta, I'd like to continue by calling Foley to the stand. I can't believe this. You make a couple of good business decisions and suddenly everyone thinks you're hiding something.
Don't worry, you won't have to testify for long until we get back to questioning Ismeta for her so-called story. Wow, he's really got it out for her.
Foley, begin your testimony. Listen up, and I'll tell you why your boy is innocent. Damn it. He is so guilty. I loved my father. I'd never besmirch his name by brazenly stealing what he generously left for my sister and I. Why would I pinch that bauble anyhow? Financially, professionally, and especially financially, I'm killing it. My business is all blue skies and green lines. Speaking of, I actually have some new and exciting business prospects still looking for up-and-coming investors. Hit me up after, and let's make some real magic. He doesn't. That's not true. A sound defense.
As you can see, Foley had no motive to commit the crime. Ergo, he must be innocent.
This motherfucker's so Edgeworth-coded that he even said ergo.
Just like you were right about Ismeta, try and ergo that. Ergo fuck yourself.
Is the defense so confident? If the defense is so confident, why don't you proceed with questioning?
Thanks for that, Willa. You'll be fine. Just keep finding contradictions and presenting the evidence that proves which of these statements is a lie.
This one's easy. Blue skies and green lines. Then why do you have complaints against your products?
So you say you're doing well. Financially, personally, all that?
Honestly, I'm thinking of writing a self-help book. Step 1, everyone buy my book.
That's interesting to hear, because during my investigation, I stumbled across signs of a design flaw in one of your magic kettlebell business. Turns out that after 6 months of use, the spell controlling the kettlebell's weight malfunctions, causing the weights to get heavier and heavier.
That's actually kind of crazy if you think about it. The idea that, like, a kettlebell just at a certain point gets permanently heavier for the rest of existence feels dangerous.
Oh, what? But I just bought one. This malfunction is as widespread as the complaints made it look. I'd say Foley's business is about to be in serious trouble.
Foley, is this true? Not gonna lie. Some people have had issues with their magic weights, but these are outliers. A normal case of user error. No, not the -2s. Please, chat, please. If you searched thoroughly through his correspondence, you'd find that Foley has already shipped replacements and refunds to the aggrieved parties. I see, so it's less dire than Kabili theorized. Seriously? Oberon's throwing Foley a lifeline like that? Don't act surprised. Oberon's always trying to get a guilty verdict, no matter the cost. Makes me wonder if a political system that rewards certain judicial outcomes is prone to chronic misuse. Topical! Let's move on from speculating on the solvency of Foley's weight business. For the record, we're very solvent and have tons of stock available. It cool if I drop a coupon code for the readers in the official trial notes? Please continue your testimony. Let's run a hypothetical. How do I, a lowly 3rd constellation level magician, get inside the safe room sometime before 2 a.m.? Unlike Big Sis, I can't teleport myself anywhere I want. And as far as that window in the safe room, I'd like to keep trim, but even I've got my limits. No way I could shimmy through that thing. And the cherry on top, even if I wanted to break in, your man Oberon was keeping watch the whole night. Unless you can explain how I might have snuck inside, there's no way I'm your guy. Game, set, and match. As much as Kabili and Willa would like to paint Foley as a suspect, it's impossible for him to have committed the robbery without me noticing. Oberon makes a cogent argument. Sorry, I turned and saw the Chrono Wizard fucking Vaporeon copy pasta. How dare you? How dare you? Oh yeah? Well, wait until you hear what Kabili's got to say. Hey, don't push me. My arm doesn't bend that way. Okay. I can't teleport myself anywhere I want. I mean, it's the thing of, do I point out that level 3rd can teleport themselves? Or do I point that the train moves at 10? I want to say it's this. It's not this one. Level 3rd can do a weak conversion. I'm assuming that's a bad. If you're pausing for a dramatic effect, it's... let me try that again. Okay. Can't teleport myself anywhere I want. How this? No. Okay. As far as the window in the safe room... we don't really have a picture of that, but... What if I wanted to break in? Oberon was keeping watch. Yeah. Like, I'm not crazy, Chad. That tracks. That makes sense. No. Did I try this one already? We might hint. We might hint here. Hint. Foley insists he couldn't have snuck into the safe room because Oberon kept watch outside. I'm sensing Oberon wants us to move past this point. You know, if Oberon... Oh my god! It's that Oberon got the drink. This. 117. Boom! That's a great one. And if I didn't realize that earlier, I would have been completely screwed. Because I would have been stuck here forever. Foley claims Oberon was watching the door all night, and that he never once took a single break. I'm thinking that Foley got into that room while Oberon was gone, then Oberon came back, and then he had to use the teleport to get out of the room. Repeating Foley's words in a suspicious tone of voice isn't helping your case as much as you think. Oberon's quick to change the subject because he and I both know Oberon wasn't at his post the whole time. Ooh, was he sneaking off to see someone too? If you take a look at the dining car's bar tab, you'll clearly see a purchase was made precisely at 1:17 a.m. by someone with the initials of B.O.B. Is this a relevant detail? I think so, considering B.O.B. are the initials of an individual named Bartholomew Oberon Bazard. Oberon, or should I say Bartholomew, is this true? I was thirsty. I thought there would be no harm in stepping away for a moment. After all, I was stationed there for several hours. And plenty of people go by their middle name. Oberon, Bartholomew, whatever you prefer to be called, dereliction of duty is a serious matter. And for all things, a honey-eyed jackfruit bliss? not her judging his taste in drinks. For the record, my infraction is of a significantly lesser magnitude than Willa's. Oh, sure, but at least I didn't fail to protect valuable goods, Bart. Don't call me that! This is not the arena to discuss your respective transgressions. I've yet to hear how my absence matters. How do we know that this has any bearing on the case? You didn't discover the theft until after 2 a.m. What if the crime was perpetuated at 1:17 a.m., when you weren't at your post? That would be a relevant detail if it were not for the fact that Foley couldn't break into the room even if I was gone the whole night. If that is so, then I invite Foley to continue his testimony. Wait, really? You're going to let him continue after all that? Unless I am missing an update to my arcane lattice work, I believe I am still the sole adjudicator of this trial. You didn't have to get sassy, Zircon. We will revisit how Oberon abandoned his posts at a later date. I'd expect nothing less. Wow, I don't think I've seen Oberon so demoralized before. As for now, let's hear more of Foley's testimony. That's what I like to hear. Let's put this case and ourselves to bed. What's up, Pumpkin? Pumpkin Bunny VA? Hell yeah. So Oberon stepped away for a few minutes. Big whoop. That doesn't change a thing. I was also asleep in my room when the crime happened. Even if I wanted to embarrass myself trying to get inside the locked safe room, how could I do it? An upstanding master of commerce like myself doesn't have the right tools to break into anything. Oh my god, he used the knitting needles. That's why they're fucked up. The tips are fucked up. And unless you've forgotten, I'm too low a constellation level for a proper Transilio jump. I don't even have the arcane juice to jump the piddling 1 meter necessary to phase through that door. You're pushing a narrative about me that's wrong. That's wrong, insulting, and I'm not ashamed to say, hurtful. Now let's be done with this so we can catch the real perpetrator. As you see, Adjudicator, Foley had nothing to do with this. There's no evidence tying him to the safe, and he's without a means to gain entry. These are valid points. Unless Kabili and Willa find something that ties Foley to the crime scene, I see no reason to continue interviewing him. What? But we just established he had a clear and free time frame to break in. Hey, no spiraling. There must be something connecting Foley to the crime. Here's hoping I can find the evidence. Kabili, begin the cross-examination. Alright, we got this one. Number 1 with a bullet. How could I do it? I don't have the right tools to break in. Boom. Searching Foley's room, I found his latest knitting project. The scarf is a mess, but more crucially, let's take a look at the knitting needles. Wait. The scarf... Oh, wait. Sorry, chat. I had to do that. This is funny to me. You take that back about my scarf. The metal in the needle is bent and pockmarked like it's been improperly used. Kabili, where are you going with this? I bet if we test this knitting needle in the safe room door, I'm sure the damage would be consistent with the needle being used to pick the lock. Excuse me. Foley, do you care to explain this? Your Honor, Kabili is twisting Foley's knitting experience and trying to place the blame and trying to place him at the scene of the crime. Foley, how long has the needle been broken like that? Since, days ago. Weeks, actually. Come on, Oberon. You expect us to believe this guy's been knitting with a broken needle this whole time? Look at this scarf. No way anyone is this bad without good cause. Unfortunately, I am not equipped with knowledge of amateur knitting. How about I continue with my testimony? I'll spin a yarn that'll make it clear I didn't do it. You hear that wordplay? He's definitely getting worked up. Keep on him. You would have to fuck up so bad to ruin a knitting needle like that normally. So maybe my knitting needles are scuffed. That doesn't prove that I used them to get into the safe room, okay? Also, that safe is a Mikomi Mosler from the era of the Baron Lords. Mosler's access codes change every 4 hours, and their tumblers are made of glass rock to prevent arcane tampering. There's no way I could have gotten the access codes off Oberon. He's a nice guy, but he's not that nice. And the nail in the coffin? The safe's made of a nigh indestructible kabakanite. The safe's made of nigh indestructible kabakanite. A paltry third-level magician like myself doesn't know a spell powerful enough to rip it open like that. You ever think the works of great magicians are beyond the likes of regular folks like us? I'm starting to think this can't be solved. Seriously? Another one of these he couldn't have done it because it was physically impossible situations? His logic still stands. I simply am not seeing how he could have perpetuated this crime. But he's so clearly hiding something. And whose job is it to prove this audacious claim? Really walked into that one, huh? Yeah, this one is on me. Needles are scuffed. They change every hour, and their tumblers are made of glass rock to prevent arcane tampering. There's no way I could have got the codes off Oberon. The safe's made of nigh indestructible kabakanite. A paltry third-level magician doesn't have a spell to rip it open. I think this... I wish we could see the picture of the safe again. I think this is... all organic and inorganic matter in the rune will teleport along with the caster, yeah. Boom. That's right, it was a circle cut. I forgot about that part, genuinely. Something interesting. A perfect circular arc had been cut out of the safe. Also, like, the idea that that teleport spell works like that, even if you're a third-level spellcaster, you can effectively break through anything then, because you can just do, like, slices at a time. You know? It's kind of crazy. Always with an overwrought intro. The only thing that would have made such an incision was the Transilio rune. I don't follow. How could a translocation spell open the safe? What if a corner of the Transilio rune was placed directly below the safe? The Transilio rune teleports not only living creatures, but any and all materials standing within the rune's area. Where are you going with this? If you place the rune directly below the safe, you'll be able to teleport the walls of the safe away, effectively splitting the safe in two. Oh, really? You could do that? Even though Foley's a third-level magician who's only capable of teleporting something a couple of millimeters,
That's all he'd need to break the safe door wide open. And what about the pyracantha plant? I mean, lettuce. If we review the dining car's accounts, I bet we'd find a receipt for a BLT with Foley's name on it. Time to face the facts. Foley has knowledge of the spell, access to the room, and motive to steal the gem. You. Adjudicator Zircon, this is all conjecture.
Be that as it may, it's starting to sound increasingly plausible.
You know... I just remembered something that may end this whole charade. Seriously, you're doing this again? Zircon, get him out of here! When I stepped away for a drink, I was indeed briefly derelict in my duty of watching the door. But after receiving my drink, a process which only took 2 minutes, I sat in a chair giving me an unobstructed view of the safe room door. It's possible Foley could have broken into the room while I had my back turned. It's inconceivable that he would have had enough time to do all this subterfuge and then sneak out the door without my notice. Yeah, but what if he was real sneaky?
I will not tolerate baseless supposition in this court.
It was worth a shot.
In light of Oberon's update, how about I put the finishing touches on my testimony? In plain terms, I can spell out, I couldn't have done the crime. Easy street.
Let's put an end to this whole waste of our time, once and for all.
I look forward to hearing what you have to say.
That makes one of us, am I right, Kabili? Why is Zircon still glaring at me?
I feel like Zircon's getting, kind of pissed at us. So let's go along with the deluded theory that I somehow did this. I steal the gem, but then how do I escape without being seen? As I keep reminding everyone, I don't have superpowered magic. Unlike Ismeta, the Incredible, who can just swoop, teleport back to my room. There's no access, no possibility of escaping through... There's no roof access, no possibility of escaping through the window. I'm stuck in that room. Hypothetically speaking, of course. The only logical explanation is that I didn't escape the room because I'm not the one who stole it. You're asking the wrong questions. I'm not your guy. Someone else must have done this. Maybe somebody in this very room.
Seriously? That's not a testimony. That's more circular logic.
If Foley had no plausible egress from the room, Kabili's theory of him committing the crime cannot stand.
Kabili, I can sense Foley's close to cracking. Just one more contradiction and you'll snap him like a breadstick. Crack.
Kabili, begin the cross-examination. It is the spell again. He used the 10 meter jump with the car. I'm guessing I can't just teleport back to my room. Do we present the train ticket again is my guess? Nope, okay. Is it weakened version of the spell? No. Ha. No. It's nice, it's genuinely so nice to not have to worry about getting your shit blown up if you... oh, I can't just swoop. Oh, chat, you're so right. Yep. You can literally cast it at a higher constellation level. Boom! Boom, chat, you're so smart! And yeah, this is a good puzzle. It's a good mystery. I like this. It's a good mystery that's also, understandable, you know?
So you steal the gem and you're confronted with a problem. You need to escape, but you can't go out the front door in case you're seen. Ordinarily, you could only teleport yourself a few millimeters. But these weren't ordinary circumstances, were they? Just get to the point already. Foley opened the safe, he had in his possession the power gem. Foley never needed to worry about an escape route. The object of the heist powers the perfect getaway. By using the stone, he could power the Transilio spell up to the 5th level and successfully teleport back to his own room. But what about the missing Transilio rune? If your theory's true, there should be 2 Transilio runes inside the safe room. Wasn't there a smudge or something below the safe?
I forgot about that.
I bet the smudge was from Foley trying to wipe away the evidence of his first rune. He couldn't hide the second one because he used it to teleport himself away.
So Foley had a motive, means of entry, and a way to escape.
All I hear is conjecture, baseless accusations being lobbed at Foley, a pillar of the community. If he went through all this work to steal the gem, then where is it?
Willa rushes over, giving Foley a pat down.
It's not on his person.
Willa gives Oberon a quick once too.
And it's not on Oberon either. You dare suspect me? It's not on Foley. Maybe it's in his room?
I can't believe this. If this is what it takes, fine. I'll take everyone to look for yourselves. I have nothing to hide because I am innocent, you hear? Innocent! Before anyone can stop him, Foley exits, marching towards his room.
Is anyone going to stop him?
Come, let us see what there is to see. How long till we can pick up the carpet? Fidgety Foley leads everyone down the hall, throwing open the door to his room. See for yourself. Not a gem. Looking around, you find the room unchanged since the last time you saw it. Oberon does some token half-hearted looking.
We're wasting our time. I've already searched and it's not here.
Could it be something with the clock being broken? I wonder. I'm afraid if we can't locate the gem, we will have to drop all accusations against Foley.
Seriously? Zircon is the most dramatic automaton. It all comes down to this, Kabili. Where do you think the gem is hid? Before presenting my guess, let's see what I can remember about this room. How did I forget Foley's needlessly fancy rug? Closer inspection, it's stained and from countless in-room meal services. Wasn't anything too spicy on the desk or in the drawers when I first looked. Maybe I didn't look hard enough? This room got a standard issue magical powered clock. Pretty sure I made some joke about how it was running too fast and then I wanted to go home.
It is in the clock. It's in the clock. Because the extra magic makes the clock run faster.
Very on brand for me, turning soul-crushing anxiety into lame-o jokes.
It's the clock.
His entire wardrobe's full of expensive clothing. Maybe he hid the stone somewhere inside here? That's an idea. Maybe the gem is the center of the yarn. Oof. Too bad I'm too weak to pull it apart with my hands.
What's the last thing? The window.
Maybe he threw the power gem out the window to hide the evidence. He could have made some kind of plan to recover it later after the train stopped.
Alright.
The gem is located... Clock. When I first saw the clock was running fast, I didn't think anything of it. But then I remembered that power gem lends its charge to nearby spells and magical objects, effectively supercharging them. It's not happenstance that the spell-powered clock is running fast. It's doing that because the power gem is inside the clock.
You reach into the clock, pulling out a brilliant azure stone. My retinal scans indicate that this is indeed the power gem.
Phew! Imagine how embarrassing that would be if I got it wrong. I can't believe it. It was right under our noses the whole time. Foley, it was you? You stole it!
All I wanted was the stupid gem. My sister's got the brains, the accolades, and all I got are multiple filings for bankruptcy.
So the issues with the Magiwaits were worse than we thought.
When Pops passed... I'm slipping into Southern again. When Pops passed, I thought I was about to get a lifeline. Finally, he's going to support my business in death since he never did it in life. But
Then the Magisterium sticks its nose in where it doesn't belong by reviewing his will, holding everything up. Instead of doing me a solid, the only thing the Magisterium releases is this power gem. And my pops, he had the gall to stipulate I had to share it with Ismeta.
Foley, I had no idea you were in trouble.
You think I want your sympathy? I don't need you or your pity. The only thing I need is... Before anyone can move, Foley grabs the power gem out of your hands. Everyone, stay back. Foley flips over the rug, revealing a Transilia room on the flip side. Who called it Big Brain?
Look out! The room's ready to pop! Don't magic me! Don't magic me!
Foley, let's be reasonable. I tried that. This is all I got left. Do not do this, citizen. Whatever, you fluting eyeball automata. I don't have to do what you say, what anyone says.
Foley, please. We can still fix this.
What's to fix? Everyone got exactly what they wanted. The Magisterium solved their case. You get to stay the perfect daughter. And I get my prize. See you never, chumps! Kazap! Foley teleports away in a burst of light. For a moment, no one says anything. Then, everyone speaks all at once.
Branch and finger check? Everyone in one piece?
He got away.
Quick, someone go after him! By the time I'd get my wand, he'd be long gone.
The culprit escapes a most regrettable conclusion.
I can't believe it. The papers are going to have a field day with this. Of course, that's what he's thinking about.
Ismeta, when we arrive in the capital, we'll need an official statement about what's transpired here.
For all the good that's going to do. Foley, if only I'd known.
Ismeta, you may return to your room until our arrival. I will come by to collect you before we disembark. Ismeta sighs, walking out without another word.
Poor Ismeta. I can only imagine what she's going through right now.
In light of the circumstances, I suspect the Magisterium will conduct a thorough review of tonight's trial record.
Woof. Sounds like your girl's definitely in for some trouble when we get back to town. More importantly, I wonder what they'll do for me. Maybe there's a way to find a silver lining, you two. Perhaps Skabili's right. I just need to find a way to spin this in my favor. Let me guess, you're going to blame your dereliction on working conditions? That you didn't have enough breaks? Willa, don't give him any ideas.
Oberon narrows his eyes, already hatching a plan. Despite its unexpected outcome, I announce today's trial officially concluded. Everyone should rest while you're able. I expect you all at the Magisterium office by 8 chimes sharp.
I wonder what peacoat I should wear when we arrive. And just like that, I'll off to go see Ismeta. I mean, my room. I hope you pick an ugly one, Bart.
Everyone turns to go, heading in different directions.
Looks like everyone's splitting up for the night. Or is it morning? If I hurry, maybe I can get a one-on-one before I turn in. Considering how late the trial went, something tells me I only have time for one person.
Okay. This time I'm gonna go with Oberon, because Willa and Ismeta, I'm not gonna bother them. Oberon is the one I want to talk to. You head over to Oberon, who sits by the bar area.
Come to gloat, have you? I was just getting a nightcap. Great minds think alike. You think yourself close to my genius. How's that honey-eyed jackfruit bliss? I wonder how big of a setback today's proceedings have created. I'm not apologizing, Oberon. I had to find the truth. To what end? Our power gem was lost. A successful business employing countless people across the capital was thrown into disarray. A still promising political career has been lightly tarnished. That doesn't have to be the end of the story. What happens next is entirely up to you.
Oberon looks out the window, watching the moon sink below the horizon.
Don't forget your startup paperwork tomorrow. What? I'll be busy enough with wasting half the day entering you into payroll. Now, if
you'll excuse me, I must ready a statement for my arrival in the capital. Sorry for outing your mishap, by the way. Don't be. Don't be. It's been ages since I've had that much fun at a trial. Wait, that was fun for you? Take care of yourself, Kabili. I look forward to our next exchange.
Oberon exits, not looking back. I know this shouldn't be my takeaway from the conversation, but I've got to know who his tailor is. Looking outside, you see the swells of the River Midas. The capital must be close. Retire to your room and conclude the case. Oh, here I am, back again. I feel somehow wrong after everything that's happened. This room's exactly as I left it. You change back into pajamas, laying down in the bed. I bet my folks will be proud to hear I solved my first case. I can practically hear them congratulating me now. I wish I felt that way too, but I don't know. Is this how it's going to feel every time? Overwhelming, exhausting, complicated? At least I didn't embarrass myself too bad. Choo-choo.
This is your conductor. Welcome you to the capital. We hope you had a pleasant and relaxing trip. Remember to take all your personal belongings with you as you disembark. We hope you travel with us again, wherever your next journey takes you.
Oberon pokes his head into your room. Kabili, care to join me for a dram before the circus? Kabili?
Yeah. Predictable.
Hey! Yeah, that was super fun. Genuinely, shout out to Ian Rickett and Oakley Billions, Claire Weber, and Mithridate for all of this work. This was really, really good. Chrono Wizard has more cases planned. So currently this is listed as its own game, its own standalone game. Though the developer popped in earlier and said if this does well enough, they'd be happy to make more. Which honestly, I really hope they do. This was like perfect. I honestly like paced really well. The mystery was really smart, but not impossible. Or like there wasn't like any like crazy leaps of logic. Again, the character designs, the writing was funny. The art was all around great. Like it was really, really good. I like this a lot. And the world building is interesting. Like there's obviously a lot we don't know, but like it was cool so far. So I'm very into it. Well, folks, we're gonna call it here for now. Pop off in the comments, letting me know what you thought of this game, and you know, if you'd like to see the developer do more like this, please let them know. Again, thank you so much to Ian for setting this code. This was really, really fun, and this game is available right now if you wanted to buy this and play this with friends yourself. I'll put a link to the Steam page down below. Or just at the very least wishlist it. That's really, really helpful for getting games recognized on Steam. And I guarantee the creator will appreciate that. All right, folks, we'll see you whenever you see us next time. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your weekend here.